Welcome back to the 7 on 7 podcast. I apologize for the delay from episode 31. As some of you guys saw on social, I was shooting some content, some shit. It was taking some time, but we're back. New episode today, episode 32. And on the episode today, we've been trying to make this happen for a long time, and I'm very excited. I got motherfucking P. Wilson, the street broker, on the show. You know the fucking deal. I'm genuinely so excited to have you on, bro. We've chopped it up a bit in the gym and stuff. That's how we met. But you a real interesting dude, and you got a lot of stories, and like you've been through some shit, bro. So
yes, I have.
I'm excited to have you on, and thank you for coming on the show and wanting to be on and sharing and shit. So for the people who kind of don't know you, give a little synopsis, as every new guest does, a little bit about you, kind of where you came from, just a little kind of overview before we really start to dive into shit.
All right, no doubt, man. I appreciate you having me,
Of course.
100%. And, man, basically I come from a tumultuous background, broken home.
Yeah.
I was 9 months. My dad basically ended up with a domestic violence, went to jail, left. My mom was real young. She was like 20 years old. Moved my uncle in. He was 18. My house was a party house. A lot of half-drunken beers around. I started drinking at like 3, 4 years old. I got drunk for the first time. I didn't drink every day after that. But, I remember that time real well. And, I remember being like 7 years old, sneaking drinks from Jack Daniels bottles my mom had, And, my mom worked a lot. She was real young. She dealt cards at the casino. I was raised in the casino. I was babysat by, like, the arcade in the casino.
Where did you grow up that there was a casino nearby?
Reno.
Oh,
I was born in Reno.
Got you.
And
the biggest little city in the world.
The biggest little city in the world.
Come on, son.
Yeah. So, basically, by 12, I was pretty heavily using and, getting involved in the street life, pretty much. And, man, I was in rehab by like 15, Alcoholics Anonymous by 18, back in rehab at 26. Jesus. Multiple detoxes. Addiction's a big part of my story, but there is another side of that story as well,
Yeah, of course. And I want to speak a little bit. I kind of want to divide the two stories in half. You know what I mean? And obviously you're more than welcome to share however much you want to share about the first half, but I think it's really important because I've never had anybody on the show, everybody has struggles and everybody has their demons and their battles or their childhood shit that they go through that people can relate to. But someone like yourself, this is a first where I feel it comes from an aspect of like you really have been and experienced real shit and like been through the fucking ringer, whether that's through addiction or how you grew up or habits that came about at such an early age. And how did that come about? I know it has to do a lot with how you kind of briefly explain your family, your mom, this and that kind of lifestyle you were in, but the whole addiction thing that you talk about, and you talk about it on social a lot too. How did that start, and what was that like for you? Because I only know it from an aspect of my mother who did it when I was a child. That's why I'm adopted by my grandparents, because they took me out of that similar position. Blessed enough to be removed from that position, you know what I mean? Forever grateful for that. But someone like yourself had to maybe go through that shit a lot more than someone like myself had to go through, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their thing, and my story isn't unique or worse than anybody else. It's just my story, right?
But it's a real story, you know what I mean?
It is a real story. Both my parents were on drugs. All my uncles and aunts are dead from drugs. My cousin just died from a heart attack from alcohol. My family is riddled with this shit, bro.
Damn.
So for me, it's more about redemption. It's about coming from rock bottom, right? And going up.
Yeah.
It's not about staying the same.
For sure.
Right?
Oh, you can't.
Can't stay the same.
Ever.
So you take that story, right, and it's fuel. You take that pain. You take all these energies and you learn how to control your thoughts and your emotions and different things in your life, and you use that to propel you further in life. And luckily, hip hop's been a big part of my story too, and it helped guide me and keep me out of a lot of situations. It kept me real smart. I started listening to hip hop when I was about 4 years old. The first song I ever heard was NWA, Fuck the Police.
Yep. Classic.
And my brother brought it in the house. We had talked about it a little bit. My brother's Kevin Federline. He married Britney Spears.
Yep.
My brother was an ill dude when we were young. He was a player. He was
that dude.
He was with the business when he was a kid.
He was
like
with the business.
He was like getting my babysitter naked at like 12 years old. It was crazy. I'm like, this dude, bro. The first time I ever met him, he's getting my babysitter butt naked. I'm like, this is wild.
Babysitter butt naked is crazy.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
It's wild. So his stepbrother put him up on like Cypress Hill and all this stuff,
shit,
and he was with the business too. And he was a couple years older than Kevin. I think like 4 years. 4 years older than Kevin. So our brother Dustin.
Yeah.
My stepbrother's stepbrother, but we're all like family, right? We've all known each other our whole lives. So that's an intricate part to my story too, as well as the hip hop, because it helped me stay sharp as far as eventually pursuing that in life, where I seen people I grew up with, they didn't really have that carrot to chase, and they got lost.
Yeah.
They got lost in prison, and they got lost in the graves, and they got lost. You know what I mean? And that's what happened, because they didn't have that. They didn't have that goal. They didn't have that vision of something greater for themselves, and they felt like, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And a lot of that shit comes at a heavy price.
For sure. So I have a question for you. So when for you, as you're talking about this, like making the switch and kind of the carrot to chase, as kind of you said, what was that moment for you when you were like, how I was living in the past and what I was doing, I'm done. I cannot do this anymore. What was that turning point? Was it a relationship? Was it just a self-talk? Was it just like a real, this is it, I'm done. I gotta want and do more for myself. You know what I mean? Because I feel like everybody has those moments when it's so transitional like that, from being this way or living this type of life to now consuming and working towards something that's the complete other side of that. What was like that moment or experience, or, however you would want to classify that as?
Well, I was always like kind of fairly successful at what I was doing. I was more like Chris Moltisanti than Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was always pretty successful at what I was doing.
Got you.
Like it wasn't any one moment. It had just came to a point in my life where I was on my mom's couch detoxing for the 5th time.
Damn.
In the same year, and I literally had to drive there. It's 16 hours, and I drove there 5 times in 1 year.
Jesus.
And it just came to the point my mom was looking at me crazy. It was like my last chance to like get clean.
Yeah.
My daughter lived there at the time. I just looked in my daughter's face, and I was just like, this is it. I just started picking up spiritual books. I had been familiar with like recovery programs.
Yeah.
I kind of knew what to do to get myself right. And I just started putting days together. And then, a year of being sober, I got into the fitness. And that's when I lost 80 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, I lost 80 pounds, man.
So what were you at your heaviest?
250.
Oh, shit.
250, and I got down, the lowest I've ever been is 166.
Damn, are you like, that's what I weigh.
Yeah, so I went in. I was like, I didn't have no experience with it. One day I was just tired, and I just started, I was watching a lot of stuff on the gram.
Yeah.
And just went in doing cardio, lightweight, and just eating low calorie.
Yeah.
And I started doing Muay Thai. I wanted to do Muay Thai for like 10 years. And it was always like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it Monday. And then 10 years went by.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's how it goes.
That's how it goes,
That's how
bro.
it goes, bro. You just gotta
do it.
You just gotta do it.
Have to.
And it's for you. That's what a lot of people don't understand is like
the benefit is for you.
It's for you.
It's not for anybody else. It's for your direct self, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything. It's 100% for you. I preach that all the time. I'm like, bro, you just got to fucking do it because, like you said, 10 years will go by real quick. And you'll be like, what happened? How am I 35 now and I haven't started or I haven't done this? And then I feel like that's an avoidable position. And if you can avoid that, not that it's a bad thing, but I feel like if you do end up wasting a lot of time, it can put you in a bad headspace whenever you do get to that age and it clicks or realize like, oh my God, it could be 6 months, 5 years, 2 weeks. Sometimes the timeline is different for people, but when they get to that, oh my God, I said I was going to do it and I haven't done it. I feel like a lot of people just be like, fuck it, I'm not going to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. The whole mindset shit is so important, bro. It's so important. It's everything.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's just a mindset of, you have to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
You can't let that voice dictate your life because there's two things living in you. There's the servant and their king, right? And the servant wants pizza and soda and to watch sports all day and chill out and popcorn and everything's great.
Yeah.
But the king wants fish, rice, weights, cardio.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're serving the servant.
It's a good
10
analogy.
years. For 10 years. And then the king starts to go away, but the king's always there and he's calling you. He's calling you to the wild. Like a wolf, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like calling you. It's something deep in you like, yo, I'm made for more than this. Like, let's go. Let's get busy. And it gets louder and louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. It's kind of like the Wolf on Wall Street. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go, bro. Like, you better get out there and go get it.
Holy shit, that was so good. Oh my God, but I love that analogy though. The servant and the king. That's a beautiful way to put it about the internal conflict that I feel that people can have or people deal with is if they could break it down to a almost like a tangible kind of A and B, like how you said, the servant and the king, and you end up serving the servant for 10 years I like that a lot. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, man.
That's really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, man, but it's real shit.
It is real shit for sure.
It's real shit because literally 10 years ago, or I mean, it'd be more than 10 years now, but at that point in my life, 10 years, I went to a Muay Thai studio to sign up, and I didn't go back for 10 years, bro, to another studio to learn martial arts.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. That's how like distracted you can become by all of these pleasures, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
How do you think you cut out the distractions? And how did you learn to cut out the distractions? You know what I mean?
Well, shout out to Wes Watson.
Oh, okay.
He is my mentor, and that guy, I've had the vision, but it was the clarity that I was able to gain through his program that really helped me. I'm riddled with vices, right? I mean, it could be small ones, big ones, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, you just stack these wins daily and you overcome the major ones. Like drugs and alcohol are major. They're detrimental to your health. They're detrimental to your dreams, everything, bro. And especially for me, because I'm an everyday user, right? So you're not going to get nothing done.
Yeah.
You're just not. So you just want to stack those wins. You know, you want to get rid of small vices like, you know, I try not to watch as much TV. I try to read more books. I try and meditate, get into more spirituality, then, just immerse myself in TV and just
shit that doesn't fulfill.
Basically distract myself.
Yeah, exactly. Shit that doesn't fulfill what your king wants.
What the king wants.
What the king
exactly.
wants. Yeah.
You want to serve the king because the king is going to make you a millionaire. The king is going to give you prosperity. The king is going to give you fulfillment. The king is going to give you joy. It's going to give you all these positive, positive things in your life.
It's because the king is self. And when the self feels that way or is outputting those positive results or is emitting that type of energy to others and themselves, it's like how you said, it then becomes, I almost feel it becomes just so noticeable from the outside, even if you don't know anybody. Even if you don't know someone like that. Like, I feel I can sometimes look at people and kind of tell if they're more king or servant. You know what I mean? And I think that is, I feel like, people always say, I've had the ability to look at people and in 5 seconds I know if I fuck with them or if I don't fuck with them, like that type shit, which is valid, but definitely I can tell people who are really about serving the king and serving the servant, for sure. And like how we said, kind of before we started filming, was trying to keep yourself surrounded with motherfuckers who are serving the king at all times, or if they do fall off a little bit, can realize where they need to go right back to, because we're human. You know what I mean? We all slip. We all have those days. We all have those, the human experiences that aren't always positive. But how you can get back to that positive is, I think, the deciding factor of what is going to make you successful or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly, man. It's all on who you surround yourself with. I'd rather be by myself.
Yeah.
Real shit. Because the more you're by yourself and the more you can spend in solitude, you're going to love yourself. And once you can love yourself, then you have the world by the nuts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
because if you don't love yourself, then what the fuck is going on?
Oh my God, dude, it's so funny, bro. I just have to, quick little side note. Everybody who is watching and listening, how many fucking times has a guest on this fucking show said that exact same thing? And that's why I love this show so much, is because everyone seems to be so like-minded. I have preached that from day one, is you have to learn how to be alone. Because if you learn how to be alone and working on yourself, it teaches you everything you need to know about who you are, because you have no distractions if you are able to be disciplined enough to put yourself in that position and truly want to figure out, who am I? What am I about? What does this person do? What does this person love? What does this person not do? You know what I mean? That is so crucial. Literally, the guest last episode said the same fucking thing. If that was like my one piece of advice for anybody ever, learn how to be by yourself. Like, truly, learn how to be alone in a healthy way, because it teaches you everything you need to know about the person you're looking for.
Yeah, it's gonna reveal the king, because the more that you're alone, you're going to be able to, manifest goals.
For sure.
And, tap in with people that are going in the same direction, even if they're on the internet.
You attract it, though.
You attract it, but, by reading books, and you're just dialing it up, bro, in all areas of your life. You're getting up early in the morning. You're controlling your food intake, and by controlling your food intake, you're already controlling your thoughts. That goes hand in hand.
For sure.
Because if you can control food, that's another thing, you're going to have the world by the nuts.
Yeah.
Because food is the hardest thing to control.
Yeah.
I struggle with it. I'm a fat boy, bro. I'm like pastas and pizza, but I don't eat like that.
Yeah.
I don't eat like that anymore. But I'll still overindulge in like cereal.
Oh, bro.
It's insane.
Bro,
But
I
see,
fucking get down with cereal, son.
But see, the thing is we hold ourselves to such a high standard that eating a fucking bowl of cereal or 3 of them is like detrimental to us. You know what I'm saying? Because we're like, yo,
I'm a fat fuck, bro. Like, what did I just do right now?
Exactly. Because we're holding ourselves to a whole nother level.
You're like, bro, I really just smacked 3 bowls of cereal. What's your favorite cereal?
Bro, all of them. It doesn't matter.
He said all, bro.
As long as I put
all of them.
I put powdered peanut butter in all of them, bro. Keep it low fat. Keep it low fat.
Crazy. Oh my god, bro. Bro. I have been eating so much cereal lately. That's crazy. Also, I have this thing too that because kind of to touch on the overindulging thing, because I don't diet. I don't count my macros like as much as people think I do. I really don't. Like, I just eat with a lot of common sense, and I eat very smart according to the way and how I live my life and how I train and how I've worked to get my body and my mind and all this. I'm aware of what I eat and how much I need to eat and all this. I don't count by numbers, but there is time, because I'm such a fucking foodie, bro. I love food. I love food. Like, we got this thing in the house, like 2 times a month, we go to a brand new restaurant, eat, grub out, try all the new shit, chicken liver, pate, this, whatever of whatever. And sometimes that shit isn't good for you. But I have this thing where I'm like, yo, if I'm going out and I'm eating, or I'm going to indulge in a food that I know that I maybe probably shouldn't be eating, or if I have like a drink or two, that next day for me in the gym is 2,000 calories minimum. That's it. Like, I have this standard. If I'm going to eat this or I'm going to enjoy it because I'm human and I love to, and it's a good time. But I also know that comes at a price. And that next day, that work's got to get crazy, because I got to take all that shit out of me now.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you're willing to do the work where someone else, they might overindulge 3 or 4 times, and then the gym becomes inconvenient, and then the food starts to add up, and then the gym comes even more inconvenient, and then all this other stuff sounds way good, and that's how it happens. It'll just snowball, and then before you know it, you're not even in the gym. You're eating the same way. You just put on like 30, 40 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel
you know what I'm saying?
But it's discipline. It's discipline. It's discipline.
It boils down to discipline.
100%.
But not everybody has that instilled in them, though, bro. You know?
And I feel, and I wonder what your opinion is on this. I don't think discipline is really ever, I don't think it's one of those things that you're born with. Like, you know how some people are born with traits or certain things, character traits or life skills, and people are like, oh, I was born with it, or they were born with it. They've always been like that. I think discipline is really more of a self-seeking attribute. You know what I mean? A wanting to take yourself to the next level. And I think that starts first with discipline. That's why I always say discipline over motivation, because everybody can have motivation. You know what I mean? Like, everybody can consume motivation and feel motivated, but without discipline, what does the motivation actually do? How do you act on the motivation if you don't have discipline? You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. And discipline is the game changer. So
Game changer.
So if you can get up early in the morning, start your day off with reading, journaling, and hit the gym, man, you already put up some big wins.
I was gonna say those are big wins.
Big wins, bro.
For sure.
That's gonna change the whole trajectory of your day and how it's gonna go.
100%.
And then if you start feeling a certain way, you know, bang out a little more push-ups, read some books, you know, and you just keep stacking wins, man. You keep stacking wins. You start knocking off them goals. You keep your word to yourself. You know, that's a big one.
Oh,
that's a big discipline,
that's a
right?
Big one.
Gotta keep your word to yourself, man. You can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym today, and then you don't
go.
And that's right there. You want to know how to have bad self-esteem? That's the best way.
Mm-hmm.
Do not keep your word to yourself, and you will have horrible self-esteem.
That is facts, bro. Keeping your word to yourself is so crucial. It could be big or small. Like, yo, I'm going to do this at this time, or I know I need to do this, and you tell yourself you're going to do it, you got to do it.
You have to
You
do it.
have to do it.
That's the discipline, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they go hand in hand. They really do. They do go hand in hand.
It's that discipline,
Fuck,
man. It's a game
Facts.
changer, I'm telling you, because once I started applying, like, discipline and sacrifice and, you know, just taking an audit on my life and how I lived it, I mean, even without drugs and alcohol, just because I gave up drugs and alcohol did not mean I won the game of life. There's all these other spider webs.
These little nuances
and these pitfalls and all this other stuff. So the more you can start to try and correct all that stuff, you know, and a lot has to do with me is spirituality. So that helps guide me through these little traps.
Yeah,
you know? Because all day long, man, the servant's trying to trap you up.
For sure.
You know?
Big time. So I want to ask, and I kind of want to get into a little bit about the fitness. Because, you know, anybody who follows you on social and or keeps up with you, like, you're very big on the fitness. And, you know, we talked about it a little bit. And, you know, you lost 80 pounds, changed your health, changed your mindset, changed what you eat and all this stuff. But what exactly, like, is your journey with the fitness type of stuff? Like, are you – because you push a lot of fitness content too, you know, Street Broker, bro. That's like every time I see the video, I already know exactly who the fuck it is. And that's great because that's great branding, number one. So applaud to you. But the whole fitness thing, is that how Street Broker came about? Is that was like your fitness name, or is that?
Well, my hip hop name's P. Wilson, and the record label's Street Broker, and it's just more of like
Got you.
It was me being my own personal brand as far as like Street Broker. So
I was thinking like, he's Street Broker is the fitness dude because he's like trying to break people out the streets and get them right and like be that broker in between. Yo, you can go this way or you could go this way, and I'm trying to show you that you need to go this way.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely trying to do that at some point.
Got you.
Right now, I'm more focused on the music because that's where I feel like I've really put my 10,000 hours in. And
10,000 hour rule.
And then as far as like fitness and coaching, you know, that's a long game. That's a long term. I don't need my results right now. That's, you know, like some people do. I don't. I'm on the journey. I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying what I've learned. I'm enjoying the people that I've been around. I'm enjoying the relationships that I've created. And right now that's just good enough for me. You know, I'm following my dream. I'm keeping my word to myself. And that's what means more to me than
a monetary.
Then I need that bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is important for living, but like my mental wealth is more important to me.
For sure, absolutely, as it should be, because without that, if you do get the bag and your mental wealth is not where it should be, that bag can turn real bad quickly. You know what I mean?
100%, bro. Like
money is the root of all evil. You know, you heard it 1,000 times. Like, if you ain't right up here and you get a bag, what good does that really do for you? You know what I mean?
And the thing is if you do get long money, right? You do get long money, big money, and you aren't right, like you're saying, that's like pouring gasoline on a fire. You're gonna burn it down even faster because your soul's rotten, right? But there's a reverse side of that coin is if you do get long money and you are right with yourself, now you got the world by the nuts because not only can you spend time alone with yourself, you know, you got fitness, you got your health, you eat right, you got all these things you implemented into your life, and now you have the financial and the family and all these things. Now you have a big life, bro. Like that's huge.
For sure, absolutely, 100%. This is a random question, but you have a daughter, correct?
Yes.
That's awesome. How big of a role does she play to you Because are you single? Are you married? Are you dating?
Married.
Oh, you're married. Okay, so you're a full family man.
Yeah.
How big of a role does that play for you now on this kind of flip side of the coin of life for you? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I don't have children. I don't have a wife. So there's an element. I've always been curious, and I've always been fascinated with people who are parents. And this is the first one. Well, I had a younger parent on the show, but I just think it's such a beautiful thing in life to experience, and hopefully one day I get to experience the same thing. But how big of a role does your daughter or your wife play in what you are doing now? Because I feel like, is it still a lot for you in the way how you want to continue to grow and flourish yourself, or is it for them? You know what I mean? Like, you kind of get what I'm saying? I'm trying to word it because, like I said, I'm not a parent. I'm not in that stage of my life yet, so I don't know how big of a role that plays.
All right, I'm going to do a little backstory because I'm going to lead into it a little
Got
bit
you.
more. So, basically, before I came out here, I was in Job Corps.
Okay.
And it's basically your last chance to get an education, vocation.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of gangs. Basically, a lot of people come from YA or prison and from the streets. And basically, when I went to this Job Corps, like, Las Vegas was the murder capital per capita in that time period.
Yeah.
So it was like
it was real.
It was on beast mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was on beast mode.
Yeah.
And I basically graduated. I got a vocation and my high school diploma, and my dad gave me a 1985 Astro van.
Yeah.
For graduating, right?
Astro van.
So I came and I lived with one of my brothers, which is Kevin's real brother, my brother Chris. So I moved in with him for like 8 months.
Uh-huh.
And this is back when, like, cell phones just barely came out, bro. You know what I mean? You had the little, I think it was singular, where you had to buy the minutes. Like, they had barely just dropped, like, so, like, I'm coming from, smaller areas.
Yeah,
smaller areas, and then, like, driving. So, like, I had the Thomas guide and crazy, bro. Damn. And you're, like, first time in Southern California, so I'm driving through Southern California with a Thomas guide, bro. And you're, like, in the land of, like, 14 million people, and, like
what the fuck is going on right now, bro?
It's crazy, right?
Damn.
So I make it, I get a job at the casino doing shipping and receiving, and then I get a construction job in the union.
Got you.
So leading up to that, my brother marries Britney Spears. So I literally been in California for 6 months, and my brother marries Britney Spears, right? Has 2 kids with her.
What a time.
And I'm talking about crazy shit, bro. Because there's, like, people nowadays that, like, they'll call TMZ and be like, yo, I'm going to be over here. Get me at the airport, right? No, not this, bro. You ain't seen no paparazzi like this, bro. Like, I'm talking about special ops.
Yeah.
Special ops.
Fuckers in bushes and in trees and shit.
What's even crazier, bro, is my boy ends up working for this dude named Adnan, right? And he was the paparazzi that moved Britney's car in the street because she was stuck. She couldn't work the stick shift. He ends up dating her. She's all on drugs, right? And she's like, what's the best way to pass a drug test? He tells her to shave her head. So I'm at the house with Kevin when she breaks out the umbrella, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the craziest experience
ever,
paparazzi wise, bro. I'm talking about special ops, bro. I'm talking about, like, thousands and thousands of cameramen, bro. That's
insane.
It was the wildest. I'm talking about, like, Princess Diana shit, bro. like shit like that, bro. Like,
it was
crazy.
Real.
So this leads me up into, I wanted to say that to lead up into this.
Oh, got you.
I ended up meeting my wife when I was 19. So
all
this happened, like, real quick.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And we had our daughter at 24.
Okay.
My only kid, she's 15. Bless her heart. She's a lot like me. And, it's well-deserved, man. I put you know, I put my family through a lot, through a lot of years. I've only been on the up and up for like 5 years. 5+ years, you know, as far as like sobriety and all that stuff. I've been trying to get sober for like 12 years, but this time it finally stuck.
Good for you.
And yeah, man, thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah, man, it's just like anything else in life, man. It's all hard, bro.
Yeah.
It's all hard. It's what you put into it, and you're always going to sacrifice. So you're always going to be, especially like how we do the gym and how we treat fitness.
Yeah.
And you're going to sacrifice a lot of other things in your life to be fit and be in shape, and I mean to eat well and stuff, like different things, you know?
Yeah. So you got to sacrifice a lot of different things to get an outcome that you want, whether that's fitness, whether that's food, whether that's mental, whether that's relationship with your wife, your daughter, whether, you know, building something better. There's always stuff that you have to sacrifice, and I think the lack of willingness to sacrifice for a lot of people is holding them back big time. And I don't think even the sacrifices have to be so extreme. Like, if people could dissect whatever it is that maybe puts a hindrance in their progress, if they are self-aware enough and emotionally intelligent enough to have that conversation with themselves, again, which I think which comes from spending time alone. It's how you learn those type of things, learning how to speak to the king, what the king wants. And if you can just self-dissect and sacrifice some of the little bullshit shit in your life, I think for a lot of people it would change a lot of things. A lot of things, whether that's personal, environmental, habit, maybe like how we were saying, getting up 30 minutes earlier, maybe, because that's a small win for you. Maybe that small win, you do that for a week, you're like, man, I actually feel pretty good. And then you add something new, or then you add something new, and then you add something new, and then you stacking all these wins and turn into big wins. But I don't think that happens without the sacrifice. And I really do feel that way. I don't think a lot of people are willing to sacrifice shit, whether it's what they want to do in life, their passion, nothing. And because I think people are fucking scared. They're scared of what could happen or what could not happen, rather than just being like, I got to do this. And whatever the outcome is going to be, that's what it's going to be. But I'm going to learn from it, positive or negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, failure is a real thing, bro. I mean, it's a real thing. Like, entrepreneurship is going to be the hardest thing. If you're on that trail, it's going to be the hardest thing you're ever going to do in life. And I'm on it. I'm on the journey, and it's going to put you to the test. There's going to be a lot of sacrifice with your family. You know, you're going to have to do more than the common person, you know, and there's going to be failures. There's going to be money spent in the wrong direction, and there's going to be this and there's going to be that, and it's all going to add up, and it's going to put pressure on you. But that pressure, you have to hone in on that and not let it defeat you mentally. You need to use every aspect of life to propel you forward. Always. Like Denzel Washington said, he's all, fail forward. That's it. If you're going to fail forward. You know? And you got to use all these things. And that's all from developing a mindset, bro. I mean,
it is.
This is something I've been cultivating for like 4 years. Like, you know, it's not something that's just like I woke up one morning and I'm just like,
I'm this dude now.
I'm this dude. Yeah. You know, and it just doesn't work like that. Like, time is gonna have to compound. Like you had said about getting up 30 minutes early. Okay, so you get up 30 minutes early. So in a week, you just gain 3 hours. And then in a month, you know, you gained a day on your life. So if you get up an hour early or 2 hours early, now we're in business.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that's going to compound serious. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. What time do you get up every day?
I get up at 5.
Damn. Fucking early.
I get up at 5.
Damn. So you go to bed at like
or like 4. I get up at like 4:30 sometimes.
God damn. Okay, this is out here on that Mark Wahlberg schedule, bruh.
Yeah.
Damn. What? I've always been curious about the whole like getting up early thing, because I mean I don't get up late. I get up at I'm up by 7:30, 8 every day, and for me that's like a solid time because I'm usually up pretty late in here and I need to sleep. Like I need to sleep. But for you, for the 5 a.m. because I feel like it's such a like the 5 a.m. is such a number. You know what I mean? Like I get up at 5. That's what I do, and you do it by choice. You choose to get up at 5.
I do.
So why 5? I'm just curious. Why 5? Why the number 5? Like why do I get up at 5?
Or like 4:30, but 5.
That 4:30 is crazy. That shit. That the fucking sun just went down.
But I mean, the thing is like, I think there's a 5 a.m. rule. It's like
you know what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I feel like everyone's like, I get up at 5.
It can change the trajectory of your life just by getting up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It's going to. It's gonna give you confidence, and it's gonna push your mindset.
Because you're like, I don't want to get up. I'm tired.
Who wants to get up, bro?
Yeah, who wants to get up at 5?
I don't want to get up every day. Who wants to get up at 5, bro? Like, but it's gonna sharpen you up. Yeah. You know, it's gonna sharpen you up for the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And the bigger picture is what counts.
Yeah.
Whatever your bigger picture is. My bigger picture is different than your bigger picture, and your
than everybody's.
And then, you know, everybody's bigger picture is different, you know?
For sure. That shit is fucking early, bro. My lady gets up at 5 like 3 days a week because she in nursing school, so she gets up at 5, and sometimes she wakes my ass up, or I hear her in the bathroom, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh my God, it's so early. I'm like, go right back to bed. I mean, I could get up early if I have to get up early, you know what I mean? I try and do the whole 5 a.m. thing in different aspects, like ice baths and, you know, trying to bring uncomfortability quite often throughout my day, every day, because I don't get up at 5. Because I think you're right. I do think I think it's almost like a proof of concept. There's a lot of successful people or structures of life of motherfuckers who get up at 5. Like, that's just a thing. And I don't. So I try and maybe compensate for that in other aspects of, like I said, bringing uncomfortability in throughout my day, because I do think there's some truth to the whole 5 a.m. rule.
I mean, there is, because if you put it on a compound, like say you get up at 7 and I get up at 5, right?
Yeah.
So I'm already got 2 hours on you.
For sure.
So, you know what I'm saying? And then you times that by a week, time it by a month, time it by a year, and you're going to see the difference in my number and your number, right?
Yeah, totally.
But there's a flip side of that too, is that you just got to keep your word to yourself. So if your number's 7, then you don't get up any later than 7. If your number's 8, I know guys that are really successful, they get up at 8, they don't go to the gym till 10. But, you know, it's like whatever your number is, like, is your number 7, is your number 8, is your number 5, is your number 6, whatever your number is, you just stick to that number, and then you just don't budge off that number.
Yeah, facts. Bro, I can't, people who get up past 8 is crazy to me. I used to be that way. I can't even lie.
Bro, it was worse.
Oh my God. I used to get up at like noon, 11:45, 1. I'm like, I used to go to the gym at like 3:30. I'm like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? Get out of the gym. It's basically time to eat and go to bed. I've done nothing with myself all day. Basically slept. I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? And man, there's a lot of people who do that, especially at my age, you know what I mean? That's why, you know, my circle is so small, and why I tend to surround myself with people who are a lot older than me by nature, because I was raised by my grandparents. So I was always around motherfuckers who were 2 generations older than me, who was born in the 1940s, who fucking had a whole different way of how this shit all works. You know what I mean? And I think older people, I'm just attracted to them, mindset-wise, experience, all that type of shit. And some of these cats my age, dude, the way that they live their life or how they go about it, serving the servant at all times, always doing it, or sometimes serve the king, but that lasts for like a week. And I'm like, I see right through that bullshit. I'm like, I wish you the best. I want you to eat, but it's just not going to be at my table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Like,
it's all about consistency, bro.
Yeah. And I don't know how to teach these people or like really make people think like, yo, this shit is bigger than whatever you think it is. It's bigger than going to the bar. It's bigger than having fun right now. I get it, because it's also a balance of be your age, you know? We're only going to be 25 one time. You're only going to be that age forever. But I also think it's a balance of being your age, but also being ahead of your age and setting yourself up for success and not doing harm in whether that could be physically, emotionally, all that type of shit, you know what I mean? And I think health really plays a huge role in all that, bro. A huge role. There's a lot of motherfuckers out there that I see. I'm like, man, if you was just healthy, I feel like so much shit would change for you. So much. If you ate a little, if you drank some more water, you was a little more hydrated, bro. I feel like you would be a lot happier with where you are or how you feel every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so big, and I think that's how we connected, really, was like the whole health shit, seeing each other at the gym, because people who go to the gym and and really care about how they look and the work that they put into themselves tells you a lot about that person without ever speaking to them. You know what I mean? Because you just see it.
Oh, yeah, but it was my boy Aaron, too.
Oh, yeah, it was Aaron.
Yeah,
shout out Aaron, bro. Yeah, that's
Aaron.
Right. Yeah. I haven't seen him and Carol in a minute, though.
Me neither.
I haven't seen him in a minute, now that I think about it.
But I've known Aaron for, man, long time, 14 years. And he
Really?
He knows some people that I've known for a really long time.
Damn.
And that's how I met him, was like one of my really good friends that's from Huntington Beach.
Uh-huh.
I met them when I was like 22,
Okay.
and they were wild, bro. Like, wow, bro. Like, he had literally just got out of prison, and they got in the mortgage industry. A lot of those guys did, and, bro, he was, like, whipping a 911, a Hummer, Benz, had a duplex in Huntington Beach. Like, it was, like, house was just crazy, bro. Like, you know, there's, like.
So movie shit.
Dude, fucking U.S. Marshals coming looking for some dude that, you know, basically, you know, he over a gambling debt.
Damn.
You know, it got bad, and you know, this is something that's been resolved. He got life in prison, and you know, it was a wild time. I got in with like a group of like people at a young age out here. I found like a really good group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like most people be like, oh, that probably wasn't really all that great of a group. But at the time in my life, it felt right.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? It's like,
it felt right.
I'm like, man, I'm hanging out at the beach. I'm like at the duplex. You know, like
we've been in Benzes. We doing what we want, having fun.
We making money. You know, everybody's doing well. But man, you know, I don't know. It's like the more you get into life and what it really breaks down to,
you realize that shit really don't matter.
It's so simple, bro. It's very, very simple. And if you can construct your life around simplicity and, you know, purpose is a big one. Purpose over pleasure, man. You know, that's another Wes Watson thing.
For sure.
And it's big. It's a huge trademark, man, that purpose over pleasure, because my thing is like, I want to take music as far as I can take music, and begin to help people as my growth in my brand comes along. Yeah. My main end goal is to help as many people with various things in the world as I can. Yeah. I feel like that
with your
is
brand.
my purpose.
Yeah.
With my brand, but my knowledge of what I've picked up over the years.
Through what you've experienced.
Through what I've experienced.
Exactly. It's real experience. It's real shit that you can help people with. And that's a perfect like segue that I wanted to ask you about now, because we're almost an hour in already. But I know shit fucking flies by, huh?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Shit flies by.
I love this setup, bro.
It's just comfy. It's just chilling. You're just chilling.
Yeah.
The music shit. like what, you mentioned earlier in the podcast was, you got introduced to hip hop at like 4 years old, NWA, you had your brothers was playing it, bringing it in the house, all this, it's always been a part of your life. You a musician. I think you found out recently that I did music because I remember you seeing me at the gym one time. I was like, what, you do music? So what exactly like do you do with it? What's the current, what's the future? Like, you know what I mean? Kind of dive in a little bit about what the whole music shit and what it means to you, you know what I mean? Because shit, I could go on forever about what music means to me, but what does it mean to you?
It means the world to me, man. It like I said, it changed the trajectory of my life. It kept me out a lot that had that carrot. It kept me out of certain situations that I seen other people not avoid because they didn't have that carrot to chase, right?
Yeah.
And I got exposed to the industry early with my brother. There was always big artists at his house, big producers. I mean, my brother was on top of the world at one time. He had a top of the line studio. I got exposed to it early, and I got to soak up a lot of industry game. My partner, shout out to Mash for Real. And
I was like, what the fuck was that? I was like, the aliens are talking to us, bro. That's all good. That's how you guys know this shit is real.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers out here trying to reach the boy. Ring, ring. Ring.
So, shout out to my boy, my partner, Mash for Real. So, we started working together in 2009. Damn. And he was in Unsigned Hype. He had deals. He's worked with various artists from Long Beach, like Trey D.
He been in the game.
He's been in the game. He got some songs with E40.
Shit.
Did some stuff with Badass. This is a long time ago, but we started working together. And shout out to Trap LA, Crash. He does a lot of the marketing promotion for basically every LA artist. He's partners with Joe Moses.
Damn, okay.
So, we've been around the industry, bro, so...
It's like it was only a matter of time almost.
So basically where we're at right now is we have a ton of music. We have a ton of videos. It always goes.
It's always how it goes.
And now we're locked and loaded. So we're we're on to the future game. We're on to hitting different cities, showing people how plugged we are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like really getting out there, putting the pieces of the puzzle together so where it all makes sense. Because the thing with the internet is, man, is people got to trust you and they got to believe you. And then if they don't know you, they're not going to trust you or believe you. So you can't build a brand without trust and people knowing you.
Yeah. Literally.
So without all the pieces to the puzzle, there's always going to be something missing. So until you start filling in these holes, then people start, because people need to see it. They people are about that action.
Yeah,
people are about that action.
Really
they want to see it. They can hear you talk about it all they want, but bro,
they need to see it.
Show me.
Yeah,
show me your grind, bro. Show me what you're willing to get this.
Yeah, facts.
And that's how it all boils down. And that's what. But see, I put the grind in. I got music. I got videos. I got a really good videographer.
You got all the pieces.
I got all the pieces. I got my partner. Like I said, I got the Trap LA. We doing some major stuff, man.
Hell yeah,
we
good
doing
for
some
you.
Major stuff,
what,
man.
What would you say biggest influence or kind of your sound? Who does it sound like? Or because I always know it sounds like you, but who would you say is like an influence? Whether that's beat selection, flow, you know what I mean? Like if you're a music guy, you always take bits and pieces from people who you loved or listened to, things that you hear them do and kind of mesh it all in your way in how you produce or how you rap, you know what I mean? So what would you say is like you want some Dre type vibe, you want some, that kind of more Bay E40 type vibe? Like
man.
Like what's the vibe of the music, you know what I mean?
Alchemist, bro.
Alchemist. Oh, I love Alchemist, bro. One of my all-time favorite producers,
bro.
Like top 3, bro, on everything.
Alchemist.
Damn. I could see that. I'm not gonna lie.
His sounds, he brings out that storytelling.
Yeah.
Shit, you know what I mean? Where you can really put like pieces together. That's why Prodigy worked real well with him. You know, rest in peace, Prodigy. Yeah,
loved Prodigy. Yeah, I mean, Alchemist even does a lot of newer shit too with like the Griselda crew out in New York, like West Side Gun and all those people, bro. He makes some crazy ass beats for them. I love Alchemist, bro. His sound selection is so good. He's just a fucking dog.
Oh yeah,
he's a dog of a fucking producer.
He's a genius, bro. He's a genius.
That's
some people are just like that. They're savants, man. It's
like, facts.
It's like he's like Mozart's, bro.
Some people just are born with that type of shit. You know what I mean? It's just in them. It's an inherent ability. You don't have to think about it. It's just what they do.
Yeah. But as far as like lyrics, I mean, I'm like really big on like Tupac and Nipsey Hussle, bro.
Damn. I love Nipsey, bro.
And E40.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, 50 Cent.
Okay.
And I do like, you know, a lot of the Griselda stuff.
I love the Griselda stuff because it feels like real rap nowadays in a newer era where I feel like the rap line gets skewed because people are like, no, this isn't rap or hip hop, this is pop, or this is this. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the thing is like hip hop's been around for so long. It's kind of like rock music, right? So you had like rock music, and then you got punk music, and then you got garage band, and you got this
like the subgenres.
It's gonna happen. It's not gonna always gonna. The more that it's around, the more diluted it's gonna get, and you're really gonna see it. You know, you've seen it with the 6ix9ine cat, and you've seen it with some of the other stuff that's coming out, and it's just like, you know, for anything that it's kind of a good thing because that means that you made it.
Yeah.
Like hip hop is the most listened to music in the world.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you have all these different genres of hip hop, that means it's like expanded in a way that you never thought possible, right?
Totally.
You know?
100%. Absolutely. I think that's a good way to look at it. I think that's a really good way to look at it. Well, dude, I'm going to fucking ask you, well, 2 questions, actually. It's the same questions that everybody gets asked on every episode, so be prepared. Number 1, I'm going to ask you the less complex question, even though the second one I feel like you'll have a quick answer for. But number 1 is, what in the entirety is the future look like for you? You know what I mean? Because people who follow you, you want to grow, you want to do this. Like, what's the 10-year plan? What's the future look like for you? You want to build the fitness and the music and all this. You want to build the brand bigger. You know, what is that vision? What can people who follow you or will follow you look forward to coming soon-ish? Or soon?
I just want to inspire and help people. Of course, I want to grow the brand, and I just want to make good music, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, music that's going to add value.
Mm.
You know, I hope my story can add value. I want to add value in all aspects of life. I just want to bring value. If I can't bring value, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't need it that much, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, I'm just not that dude. Like, I've seen fame, bro. You know, it's not like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be famous. I just want money. But the thing is, when you get famous, you get a lot of money. So you can't.
They go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. So it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, of course, fame's going to bring money, of course, but I'm not going to sacrifice my soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if I can't bring value to a certain thing, I'm not going to tell you I can do it and I can't do it.
Totally. You know? But I think for that exact reason of what you just said is why I know, me personally, I believe that you will do it, because you have the mindset in the way of that you want to provide value, that you want to help people, you want to inspire people. I'm big on the value thing. I say that all the time. Like, a value, it has to be a value exchange to what you're asking from people and what you're giving people. What you're giving has to outweigh what you're asking, especially if you're an artist or a creative or building a brand or building some sort of influence. That value is, that dilution of more value than ask is crucial. And I think you have that. And it seems that's what you have. So that's why, for me, I'd be like, Oh yeah, I have no doubt. Like, I have no doubt whether it's 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it be, that you're gonna get to where you want to be because you got that. You have that, and that's
I appreciate
that's
that,
hard
man.
to have, bro.
I
You know what I mean?
appreciate that, man. I know.
No, you're welcome, bro. It's real.
Yeah,
Like I
man.
said,
I know.
I don't just say
real.
shit to say shit.
No, I know. I know. I feel
Yeah.
the same way for you too, because you know, your grind's strong, your fitness game's strong. You know, you start adding a few other things that you can add, and just better.
Yeah, exactly.
And bro, you're gonna be a beast.
That's what we're working towards. We just try to be a
And
beast.
you're so young that you know, like you're gonna be a beast, bro. You know, it's just
That's
this
the goal,
is the
bro.
way it is.
I said that.
It's the way it is.
I mean, that's the goal, bro. Is to be the beast, literally, in all aspects, bro. Absolutely, it's just to be the fucking beast. So I appreciate that. Final question for you. Everyone gets asked it again. It is the 7 on 7's one life advice question. If you had someone random came up to you, or maybe someone that followed you on social media and saw you, was like, I need a piece of advice. I'm struggling. I need a one piece of life advice right now from you. What would that one piece of life advice be to somebody?
I mean, I would just say go sit by yourself for like 30 minutes, and whatever starts to really call you, get up and start doing that the next day.
I like that. I never taken it that far. I'm always just like, yo, go sit by yourself and think, but sit by yourself and whatever calls you first, whatever that gut instinct is, what your soul is like, this is the thought or the action that came first. Tomorrow, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot. Action.
Yep.
Got to be about it. People need to see it. Show me.
Show me.
Show me what the fuck you're about, bro.
Manifest it, and then just go hit the pavement hard.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You know
That is
what I mean?
what the fuck I'm saying. You got to do it. Oh, my God. Well, that's a fucking great way to fucking end it. We always usually do about an hour here. It seems to be like the perfect time for people before they get bored.
Yeah.
You know, because I ain't Joe Rogan and shit yet. So
was awesome.
I can't have no 3-hour podcast. Motherfuckers be like, oh, my God. But guys,
shit was dope.
Yeah, no, shit was dope. I fucking appreciate you coming on the show. I'm glad that we finally made this happen.
Yes.
I appreciate you driving out and just being real, chopping it up, just regular conversation.
Yeah.
But guys, episode number 32 is now in the fucking books. I cannot wait. We have another episode next week. We are back. P. Wilson, the street broker. I appreciate you. I'll put all your links and all your stuff to your socials in the podcast description and all that, and I'll send you all the content once I cut it, so don't even worry. You'll just get a care package of everything ready to go. So that's how we do it. But once again, bro, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man, 100%.
Yes, fucking sir. We'll probably see you tomorrow at the gym.
Yeah, keep it in the brick.
Keep it a brick. Keep it a brick. Oh, my God. I love it. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Thank you guys for so much for listening and watching. We'll see you guys soon. I love you. Peace.